Yeah, peace. What up? You know, I'm out here supposed to be training someone, but they called out. It's all right. It's cool. I'll be able to put up more foundation verses, man. Foundation verses of the Bible is like water. So you got good water, and then you got bad water. You know, water that's polluted. So you need to drink from the fountain of living water. And that's what the Bible speaks about. The Bible speaks about the differentiation between what's good and what's bad, and how we left what is good. We left what is good, and now we drinking from what is bad. You understand? We're drinking from what is bad. One thing about foundation verses is that you got to understand that there's two levels to things. There's two levels to things in the Bible. Okay? There's two levels to things. There's a duality. The Lord has created a duality. So the first of the duality is Christ. The first of the duality is Christ. The second in the duality is Satan. And a lot of people really don't delve into that. I never heard a lot of brothers delve into that. I'm not the Lord. I'm just listening to their doctrines and so forth like that. You know, and I never seen a lot of brothers delve into that duality right there. Right? So let's just touch on that for a minute. This is foundation verses, man. So when you go into the Apocrypha, right, in Ecclesiasticus, let's see that the Lord created the duality to things. And then I want to touch on the foremost. So this is Ecclesiasticus, the 40th verse, the 38th verse. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, the 42nd verse. Let's look at the duality of things. He says, no thought escapeth him, 42nd chapter and the 20th verse. It says, no thought escapeth the Father, neither any word is hidden from him. He hath garnished his excellent works of his wisdom, and he's from everlasting to everlasting. So what does that mean? There's nothing you can think or thought, past, present, or future, that he doesn't know. He doesn't know what you're going to think, what you're going to do. There's no thought, because he's the utmost of everything. Your thought structure came from him. Okay, he's the one that allowed and created thoughts in your brain. So him being omnipresent, you know, omnipresent, omniscient, all that, all the omnis. He knows everything. He already know. You just gonna do it, but he already know. Right? And he's from everlasting to everlasting. Unto him may nothing be added. So nothing that nobody does is something that is outside of him that he doesn't know. You can't add nothing to the play. The play is already written. Whatever part you play or do, it's written. You're gonna do that. And neither can he be diminished, and he have no need of any counselor. Oh, how desirable are all his works, that a man may see even to a spark. So what we see is a little bit, a spark. Okay? All these things live and remain forever for all uses, and they are all obedient. Now listen to this well. This is the 42nd chapter and the 24th verse. All things are double, one against another, and he have made nothing imperfect. See that? He has made nothing imperfect. So whatever wickedness that is done out here is perfect. Whatever lies that somebody brings forth is perfect. See that? Nothing is imperfect. So what you think is out of order is in order as far as he's concerned. Now listen to this. One thing established the good of another, and who shall be filled with the beholding of his glory? So if somebody's doing something evil or whatever, it's establishing the good of something righteous. Okay, so Donald Trump, his evil is bringing forth the righteousness of Biden and them, because now they got to counter that. They can't come up and do the same exact thing. Okay, so that's the duality that he's created. Okay, let's drop back. Let's drop back and see the duality again. Let's drop back in the same book, Ecclesiasticus. Let's go to the 33rd chapter, and let's pick it up at the 12th verse. 10th verse. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. See that? This is Adam, the earth. See that? People with brown complexion, dark complexion, the Negro complexion, the what you call black complexion, if you want to use that terminology, right? Some of them have he turned blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself, but some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. See that? So you don't even have to do anything to be cursed by the Lord. That's destiny. That's you just born into the curse. If you really want to stop and think about it, you just born into the curse. Okay, good as clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as like it him best. So he can do with man, people, nations as he want, because we are clay to be fashioned and moved as he see fit. So we are on the board. We are on the greater board. Now we are playing our part, whatsoever our part is. Remember, foundation verses. This is Ecclesiasticus, the 33rd chapter, and the 11th verse, 12th verse. Now look at the 14th verse. It says, good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and they are two and two, one against another. See that? So that's what you got to sit down and see. These are foundation verses for you to truly understand the Bible. Why are things happening? So why is Christ against Satan? Satan was never down with Christ, and Satan was never down with the Lord. Satan was always against Christ, and they were always fighting, because they are the yin and yang, they are the negative and they are the positive. They are the pride and humility. They are the sunshine and the darkness. See that? So all things are two and two, all created by the Lord, right? So when did he do this? He did this. Let's go back into 2nd Ezra now. When did he do this? Okay, let's go 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. He was alone when he created all this, when he thought of all this. 2nd Ezra's foundation verses. See that? The Apocrypha. Bang. 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. And he said unto me, in the beginning when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered or lightninged, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitudes of angels were gathered together, or before the heights of the air were filled up, before the measures of the firmament was named, and ere the chimneys in Zion were hot, or ere the present years were sought out, or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Listen to this well, the 6th verse. Then did I consider these things. See that? He said before there was anything, before there was trees, before there was plants, before there was air, he was alone, and he considered everything. Everything. So in his thought process, he's like, okay, this gonna go down this way, this gonna go down that way, because he's setting the plate. Right? He said, then did he consider everything. And they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Christ can't end this play. Christ can't end this play. The Lord is telling you he's the one that's setting the boundary. And that's why the Lord tell you, and even Christ tell you, that he can't change times until the Father sent him to change times. He can't make this process go no faster until the Father sent him back in Revelation to, okay, go and finish the job that, so everything is laid down. So everything is a duality. So how do we further know everything is a duality? Okay, how do we further know everything is a duality? So you need to go over those pieces right there, because that is the game. The Father created this game. Let's further see more about the duality. So let's go into the Bible, and let's go into the book of Isaiah 45, verse 7. So these are foundation pieces in the verses in the Bible. Okay, a lot of people don't read these things. Isaiah 45, verse 7. He says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. See that? That's a duality. He's giving you a duality. He's giving you an opposition. He's giving you a balance on the scale. He's giving you scales right there. Of what? Of balance. So all things in the water. So there's polluted water and there's good clean water. So all things in the water serve a purpose. Polluted water serve a purpose. If you drink it, you're going to die. It's going to clog up your system. What is polluted water? Polluted water is the filth that Satan sent forth. Okay, polluted water is the filth that Satan sent forth. Okay, clean water is Christ. That's why Christ said the water that he shall give you, you shall live. You'll never thirst anymore. So you want that living fountain of life. You want that living water coming from Christ. So foundation verses. Who is the Father? The Father, the Most High. Okay. And then there is Christ now, the second part of the triumvirate, which I spoke about earlier, which is Christ, the second part of the triumvirate. So now we're giving the duality, right? I'm going to touch on Satan too. But first we're dealing with Christ, okay? Let's deal with Christ now. Who is he? Let's go in the book of Revelation, the first chapter. The most glorious being, the morning star, the man with many different names. Revelation, the first chapter. And the first verse. The revelation of Jesus Christ. A lot of people don't believe Christ is a black man. A lot of black people voted for Trump. Show you how we're suckers, man. A lot of black people voted for Trump. And they believe dumb crap that Hillary Clinton and Obama and them is pedophiles and stuff like that. Show you how our minds is twisted and warped, okay? That Hillary Clinton, is going around sleeping with little boys and little girls, and, Obama and all of them. And, the madness that I hear coming out of black people's mouth, man. You wonder if these are grown people. Show you that we'll believe any goddamn thing, man. But what we supposed to believe, we don't believe. And they'll push this shit, too. Revelation, the first chapter, the revelation of Jesus Christ. So y'all see where I'm getting it from. No fallacy, from out of the Bible, okay? The revelation of Jesus Christ right here. See that? The revelation, that's the top part right here. Revelation, the first chapter. Just giving you shorts, man. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which the Lord gave unto him to show unto him his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. See that? So the book of Revelation is a book of revealing of future prophecies and events that's going to happen in the future. Okay, John was on the island of Patmos. Okay, who bear record, John, of the word of the Father and of the testimony of Jesus Christ and all the things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep these things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So now, a lot of people out here lie and say that, Christ is a white man. Those are straight liars. Then there's black people who don't believe that Christ is black. Okay, you're the devil also. You're the Antichrist. You got the mark of the beast. Okay, then there's non-Messianic so-called Hebrew Israelites. You're the devil. You're the mark of the beast. You're worse than anything. Okay, let's go to Revelation, the first chapter. Let's see what he looks like. I'm going to start on the 10th verse. John said, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet. So these are foundation verses, okay, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the last, and the first and the last. And what thou seest, write in a book, and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, and unto Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, and unto Sardis, and unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. See that? Now the 7 golden candlesticks represent what's called a menorah. Okay. And in the midst of, in the middle, in the 7 golden candlesticks, was one like unto the Son of Man. So another name for the Savior was the Son of Man. Right? Clothed with a garment down to the foot. See that? He had a full garment. Like I got on all my clothes right now, you know, because I'm in the park and all these bugs is out here. Well, they not here now, not like summertime, but I'm clothed up. So all you seen is my skin. A garment down to the foot, right? Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. See that? So a golden girdle is a golden belt. The paps represent the stomach, right? A golden girdle, right? So when he had on his robe, the girdle would be like a belt, but a huge belt, and he would snap it on. And his head and his ears were white like wool. So if you see what's happening with me right here, my front gray, right, looks white. My grays are coming in, which is called salt and pepper, and the wool here, wool texture here, okay? Little kid I was training on Sunday had full woolly hair, man. You know, his mom's she's like, yo, I'm taking him to get a haircut because I was like, man, I can't pass my hand through his hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you got that wool hair. You know what I'm saying? We the people that got that wool hair, baby. We the people that got that wool hair. His head and his hairs were white, fully gray, like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes was a flame of fire. 15th verse. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in the furnace. See that? That's how dark he was. So now his feet, so you see my face, that's that brown, right? You see my face, that's that brown. But my feet, all the way down, my whole body is like fine brass, as if it's burned in a furnace, right? See that? So that's a foundation verse right there. So it's telling you that this man was a black man. It's telling you that this man is a black man, okay? Let's go to another foundation verse. Let's go to the book of Daniel. Matter of fact, before we go to the book of Daniel, let's see what more else about the Christ. Okay, let's go to the book of Hebrews. Let's go to the book of Hebrews. Hebrews 13. Let's go to Hebrews 13, verse 8. Check this out. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forever. See that foundation verse? Why does it say yesterday, today, and forever? Because yesterday is the past. Yeah, sorry about that. Camera fell. Yesterday's the past, guys. Yesterday's the past. So look what it says. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday. This is Hebrews 13, verse 8. The same yesterday, today, and forever. Yesterday is the past, today is the present, and forever is the future. So how we look now is the same way He's gonna look from in the past and in the future. Foundation verses, right? So now what you need to do is, well, who saw Him in the past? So let's go into the book of Daniel now. Let's go in the book of Daniel. So we went into the future, which is Revelation, okay? Let's go in the book of Daniel and see that Daniel saw Him in the past, okay? Let's see what Daniel saw. Daniel. The 10th chapter and the 5th and 6th verse. But I'm going to read it the first verse, okay? Breaking this down. See, you got to know the Bible, man. You got to have a good foundation. If you don't know that the writers of the Bible, which were Israelites or people of color, then you off. If you learning from some white man who's your priest, then you off. White people are not the priests of the Lord. They can't teach you the Bible. You off, okay? You off. Something's wrong with you. Okay? White people don't have you teaching them. The so-called Jews don't have you teaching them. Something wrong with you. You confused out of your damn mind, man. You confused out of your damn mind. Let's go into the book of Daniel, the 10th chapter and the 5th and 6th verse, man. Let's break this down. Let's see what the Bible is talking about. Not a bunch of liars and, you know, all kind of wackos that's out here. Then when you teaching the truth, people say, oh, you talk too rough. Why you talk so rough? You don't know God that's coming back, man. You better come out your baby state. You don't know the God that's coming back. You better read this book again. You understand? Daniel 10, 5 and 6. Yo, I'm a for real dude, man. I ain't got no time to play with this word, man. You know, I'm serious about this word. I may not always come on all the time, man. I'm about this word, bro. Sometimes, you know, I be thinking like, yo, man, I be wishing I have the spirit like I used to, where I could teach all day. Daniel, the 10th chapter, the 5th and 6th verse. He says, then I'm going to start at the first verse. And in the 3rd year of this, and you know why I'm going to start this like this? Because I spoke to this, a couple of months back, I spoke to this black brother, grown man. He said he was into church and stuff like that, and he was trying to teach a group of us in the park. He's trying to teach a group of us. And I told him, well, do you believe that Christ? I asked him a simple question. You know, he was edifying and stuff. I said, do you believe that Christ is black? He's like, well, you know, my pastor. And I looked at the man and I was like, yo, I'm done with you, bro. I'm done with you. It's so sad that people are out here trying to edify people and lying to people. You cannot believe that the God of the universe, meanwhile, all the nations got their gods. All the nations got their gods. Daniel, the 10th chapter and the 1st verse. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belshazzar. And the thing was true. See that? The thing was true. This vision was true. It wasn't a lie like black men make it seem. And he understood the thing, but the time appointed was long, and he understood the thing and had understanding of the vision. In those days, I, Daniel, was more than 3-4 weeks, and I ate no pleasant bread, neither came flesh nor wine in my mouth. Neither did I anoint myself at all till 3 weeks were fulfilled. And in the 4th and 24th day of the month, I was by the side of the great river, which is Ezekiel. And then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man. See, it wasn't no dream. It wasn't no fantasy like this man was talking about. These brothers don't know the Bible, and y'all sit down there and let these ducks teach y'all this bullshit. And that's what I said, bullshit. And then y'all take that and run with it and pass it on. No, the Bible speaks for itself. And I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins was girt with the fine gold of Uphaz. See that? Loins, meaning his stomach. And he had on linen, his body also like the Pharaoh. He was in his energy, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes of lamps of fire, and his arms, listen to this color, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forever, baby. Stop playing with yourself. Get that foundation down in your head. Get that foundation down in your head. Okay? That's why he said, lo, Daniel, Hebrews 10 verse 7, lo, I come. In the volume of the book, in the entirety of the book. So he was in the Old Testament. There you just read about him. To do what? To do the will of the Father. To do the will of the Father. So you got to understand about Christ. And not only that, he is the image of the Father. The Father looks like him, and he looks like the Father. Okay? The Father looks like him. So when you go to the book of Hebrews, right? I'm going to go to that, read that again. These are things you got to put in your head. And a lot of our people, all they want to do is fight and doubt, come up with their own ideas and stuff like that. You're not getting into the kingdom of heaven like that. You doubting the Father, you starting on the wrong foot, man. When they come to this book, and then they always want to say that they believe in the Lord. You don't believe in the Lord. You don't believe in this book. You believe in what man tell you, the precepts of men. Hebrews 1 verse 1. The Lord, which is the Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets, having these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. See that? Christ. Who being the brightness of his glory, Christ is the brightness of the Lord's glory. Now listen to this verse well. And the express image, this black man is the express image of his person, of the Lord's person. See that? So Christ is the one that created this world. He was given the knowledge, the understanding, him and the angels, because the Father is the what? The Father is the creator. But he's the one, he gave Christ and them the power. So he's like the foreman with the plans. Okay, do this way, do this that way. You understand? You gotta know how to break this book down, man. You understand? So that's what it is. Basic foundation verses in the Bible. Part 3. Jesus the Christ. Revelation. He's also the Word of God. Stay on it, man. Don't come off. Peace.